Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are making a Gymkhana build with the Audi RS E-Tron. And you guys know I despise electric cars, but I did have big plans for this car. And you know, sometimes life just kind of gets in the way and you can't do the things you want to do. So initially the plan for this car would be that when Hoonigan had dropped the Gymkhana 2, which was the last Gymkhana video with Ken Block in it earlier this year, and I believe it was January 2nd. Was it late last year, or I believe it was late last year? But I started building this car in early January of 2024, and the initial plan for it was to build the car up into like a Gymkhana type build, then of course do the design and livery, get it looking right, even though the Hoonitron I believe is an Audi S1 E-Tron and this is an RS E-Tron. They're two different models. I was gonna do the design and get this thing like as close looking to the Hoonitron as I could, but you know, life gets in the way and can't do everything that you want to do. I got college and everything started back up. I'm doing midterm exams right now. I had one yesterday and got one tomorrow at the time of recording this. Got another one next week. And this car has been built for about a month and I just haven't found the time to finish it. So this video would have initially been I built the Hoonitron in Forza Horizon 5, but now it's just Audi RS E-Tron Gymkhana build. And unfortunately I can't find the time to like devote a day, like multiple days into doing the livery and design for this car. Which a lot of the cars that aren't featured on the channel, I don't know that you guys know this, but a lot of those designs take like at least a full day, maybe a couple of days to do, especially the more complex ones, but just like don't have the time, you know? Maybe later down the line I can do the build, but I'm just doing this now because I wouldn't have time to do this until like spring break, which is in maybe like 2 to 3 weeks, I think 3. And even then I might not have the time, as to where like at that point I would just be waiting all the way until summer, and at that point I probably would have forgotten about the car and not done anything with it, so I may as well do this with it, you know? Sorry that I couldn't do what I planned on doing with it for you guys, but here we are. Anyway, we're gonna take it down the mountain. It's typical Cameron builds procedure. Take it down the mountain, show you guys what it can do, give you guys a build and tune on it. But yeah, somewhere down the line I can definitely, if I can find the time to make the design and everything, I will, and I will post a video saying that I did that, or I will post like a time-lapse video of me doing the design. I just totally wiped out that guardrail. Something like that, I don't know. It just kind of depends. But it's okay, it's okay. We can at least do this, you know? We can at least do this little Gymkhana build on the RS E-Tron. Sadly not the S1. Fortunately, they don't have the Hoonitron in-game on Horizon 5. They do on the Crew Motorfest. I actually have that car on the Crew Motorfest. I don't play much Motorfest. Once I get like my account leveled up a little more and get a little more stuff on there, then I might start making videos on that. I'm getting back into Need for Speed Unbound after the update they did, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago, when they added Audi into the game. That might not have even been 2 or 3 weeks ago. That might have been like a week ago. But I'm starting to get more into that again because they did revamp the handling. It's a whole lot better now than when the game first came out. That game, I was running a FD-RX-7 in S1 class and just destroying everybody. And now that car is so slow compared to like all the newer cars that they've added in the game, and of course now everybody has Koenigsegg, like Regeras and everything, the meta cars. And back then, no one had the meta cars because no one had the money to get them, and no one had the challenges done. So I gotta play that game and get me some better cars because I'm just getting mopped in that RX-7. I did buy a Porsche 918 though, because I've been hearing that that's pretty good in S1. As long as you're not up against a Regera. So, but I haven't used it yet, so I'm gonna have to start using that. I might record videos on Need for Speed Unbound if some interesting stuff happens on there, because I actually do have a decently leveled account on that game, and I need to definitely play some more the Crew Motorfest. But without further ado, here we are, me rambling on and talking. I'm surprised I've been able to keep like a background sort of focus on the game while like driving that smoothly while rambling on and not even really thinking about driving. But anyway, 990,000, that's a whole lot better than the test run I did before I recorded. Normally I wouldn't do test runs pre-recording, but here, let's go the rest of the way down. I normally wouldn't do test runs pre-recording, but in this scenario where I built this car back in January of 2024, I'm completely off the road. I shouldn't have kept going, but it's okay. I built this car like at this point 2 months ago, probably more, and I haven't been like reacquainted with the car, so I did a test run pre-recording and just to kind of get reacquainted, and I scored 950,000 through that drift zone. But right there scored 990, which is pretty good. What do we got here? Wheel spin? Yeah, we do got a wheel spin. We're gonna do a wheel spin before we go give you guys the build here. That's depressing. Anyway, yeah, let's get on to the festival. I will say that if you guys have been around the channel a while, I don't really care for drifting or doing any sort of like Gymkhana type build that requires precision handling with cars that have higher RPMs, because the cars with the higher RPMs, it's like they're a little harder to control, especially the electric ones. I don't have as like precision control over the cars as I do a car with lower RPMs. Really, I feel like for me that sweet spot is like anywhere between 8,000 to like 9,500 RPM. Where like this thing, I want to say was going, we had it up to like 17,000. It goes up to like 17,000 or something ridiculous. Even RX-7s don't go that high. But yeah. So let's give you guys a build and tune here. Starting with the build, you want the race motor and battery. Aero, I don't recall yet. I probably wouldn't have put that on. Plan was to get a livery going. Never really got around to it. Yeah, I definitely need to finish this. Anyway, drift tire compound. 295 front millimeter tires, 315 rear. Did I say 295 front millimeter tires? I might be tripping, but I think I said that. In which case it's 295 millimeter front tires. The wheel size stays the same. Are they on a stagger? No, okay, I thought that said 19. Anyway, max rear track width, the second front track width right here. Then for the wheels, I don't recall if these are the proper wheels. I want to say that they are, or like, and if they're not the exact ones that are on the Hoonitron, they might be like really close looking to those. But they are rotiforms, so they could be. Anyway, they're the rotiform cuff or CUF wheels under the specialized rim style. Then of course we have the drift differential, race brakes, drift suspension, race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars, no roll cage, and weight reduction. I always screw this up. I always screw that up trying to say that. Race weight reduction. That's one thing, is that the electric cars, they're not as like wordy to describe and like list off the parts that need to be put on a car. So for the build, or I mean the tune actually, I'm a little bit off today. Yeah, the tune, tire pressure 37 in the front, 37 in the rear. For gearing, your final drive 2.20. I don't know if this is stock or not, but your gears, your first gear should be 390, second gear should be 205. Alignment for camber in the front should have -1. Sometimes I don't know about myself. I was about to say 1.5, but it's -4.5. In the rear it's -1.0. In the front for the toe it's +2.6 out. For the rear it is 0.0. The front caster angle should be 7. For anti-roll bars, 30.60 in the front, 30.80 in the rear. For springs, in the front should be 918.7, and the rear should be 1017.5. I don't think I've ever seen a number that big right there. Anyway, for ride height, it should be 4.8 front and rear. Damping should be, for the rebound, 11.5 in the front. For the rear, 12.1. Bump stiffness in the front should be 7.2, the rear should be 7.5. For braking, the balance should be 100% towards the front, and the pressure should be 102. Differential in the front, 10% acceleration, 0% deceleration, and the rear should be 100% acceleration, 0% deceleration. Center balance of 81% towards the rear. And I guess that's it on the build and tune. I mean, there's not really much more to say. I do want to see how fast this thing goes in reverse though. Oh yeah, it has 2 gears. It has 2 gears. I didn't even realize that. Craziest part is that's probably the most useless second gear in the world. Because we were ripping down that mountain, I didn't even know there was 2 gears. We're currently at 140 and climbing. In reverse, mind you. At 165 is going to be the top. Nope, 164. Okay. 164 miles per hour in reverse. That's kind of cool. I will say that. That is pretty cool. Now that I know this thing has a second gear, I kind of want to see if I'll even be remotely close to touching that in a straight line. Okay, yeah. I touched it. Well, without further ado, let's end this thing off with donuts. Away from the copyright music, though. Like way over here where that copyright music cannot be heard. So I don't get another copyright warning. Anyway, Not you, go away from me. I don't want your attention. Go away. Talking to this dude in the Hellcat, or is it a demon? I don't know, it's a Challenger, that's all I know. I didn't really get a good look at the front end. That was a different Challenger. How many people were in Challengers out here? Anyway. It's so weird just hearing tire squeals and nothing else. Like no loud engines or anything like that. Well, anyway, that's a demon. I don't know about the other one, 'cause that's the blue one. I don't know where the green one's at. Alright, that is also a demon. Okay. Anyway, without further ado, and gonna end it off there. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next one, and yeah, thanks for watching. That's all for me today.